Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Heather. We are on day 10 today of the Girls Inc. Young Women's Leadership Group. I'm excited. This is one of my favorite topics. This can change your life. So today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't take anything personally. And this is an ongoing practice, probably for everybody that knows this concept. It's just you have to practice it constantly because you're always going to be challenged. So why you shouldn't take anything personally? Can you imagine what life would be like if you never took anything personally again? I used to think it'd be impossible, yet after going through many trials and personal challenges, and after practicing this concept for nearly 15 years, I'm beginning to realize the magic of it. Great leaders are able to continue doing their work without allowing the opinions and criticism of other people to stop them from fulfilling their purpose. So yeah, at least 15 years ago, maybe more, this book right here was given to me by a friend. It's called The 4 Agreements. It is by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a wonderful book. I would recommend it for anyone. It's pretty easy to read. So my daughter is 11. I would just about give it to her, maybe like 13th birthday. Has some really amazing concepts in it. I'm going to read you a little portion of his take on taking things personally. So here's what he says. You take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you and you are trapped. But nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of themselves. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world than the one we live in. When we take something personally, we make the assumption that they know what is in our world, and we try to impose our world on their own. And this is talking about assumptions, beliefs, our conditioning, the ways that we were brought up. So a lot of these ways that we were brought up, and just going back through history and the way that we needed to be in order to survive, we were always on the defense. You know, someone says or does something, it's perceived as a threat because we need to figure out how to survive in different situations. Oftentimes we don't want to be hurt, and so we're automatically, this seems counterintuitive, but because we don't want to be hurt, we sometimes interpret things as being hurtful, even if they're not, in order to protect ourselves from being hurt again and avoiding those situations. So a better way is to realize that we don't ever have to take anything personally because everyone else is behaving in ways that kind of just go along with whatever they're going through. Someone has a bad day, they come up to you and say, "You're ugly." Well, that has nothing to do with you. You didn't ask for that comment. You know you're not ugly. You're beautiful. This happened to my daughter. Luckily, she's pretty confident. But yeah, she's been bullied a few times at school. And she comes home and she talks to me about these things that happen. And I said, "Well, you know that's not true, right?" She says, "Yep." I say, "You know that person has something else going on that's causing them to act that way, right?" She said, "Yep, I know, Mom. We've talked about this before." I said, "Okay, if it becomes a pattern, let me know. And if it doesn't, that's great. But she knows, try to ignore, or if you can find it in your heart, having compassion for somebody that's trying to be hurtful, that's confusing for them sometimes, but also it could allow them to open up about something that they're going through." So I just love this quote from the 4 Agreements. It brings us back to the issue of assumptions. And we've already learned that asking instead of assuming frees us to learn and connect. So when someone's being mean to you, you could ask them if there's something going on that's causing them to act that way, or if you've done something, even though you know you haven't, to deserve that comment. So I just encourage you to be bold, and ask. And don't take things personally, because it never really is about us when someone's being mean or hurtful. So here are your challenge options for today. Think of the last thing that happened that caused you to feel hurt. Now, breathe slowly and deeply while you try to turn your anger or sadness into compassion or understanding. While we never have to accept poor treatment, we can consider why people do hurtful things. Perhaps they never learned how to communicate properly, or they never learned how to handle tough emotions. Consider what is behind hurtful treatment and write in your journal about it. So that's more of like a internal, private challenge that you just can think about that and keep it to yourself. If you want to share that with somebody or do that challenge with somebody, go for it. The other one is a little more lighthearted, but also something to think about. Why do you think celebrities are targets for gossip? I want you to think about that a little bit, and we can talk about that when I come visit you as well. So think about why celebrities are targets for gossip. Draw a picture of your favorite celebrity as they ignore the gossip of haters and keep doing the work they love for their fans. This one reminds me of Taylor Swift, because she has stared that one right down and addressed it in a lot of her songs, and she has a very tactful way of doing that. So I respect her for that. Whether you love or hate Taylor Swift, she stands up for what she believes in, and she just keeps doing her thing. So I think that's respectable. And then get your journal out before the end of the day and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And I'll see you guys again soon. Okay, bye.